Okay, so we are officially starting our group chat today. And today I want to go over a mix of basic and intermediate skills, and then also some advanced topics on how to nurture relationships with local business owners to get lots of phones coming your way. Easy deals that you don't have to work so hard to negotiate on. I want to start the group chat off, though, with a little tip for anybody who's new or maybe just doesn't know how to use a Facebook group as well. So if you guys go to the members only group here, by the way, I just added the photo. Some of the guys from the boot camp is nice. But if there's anything you ever want to find that you're trying to look up, if you just go to search this group under the group, right? And like you guys wanted to find the videos I just posted of me closing a deal live. So just type in like live deal and see, here's the post right here. It pops up. I just posted. Here's the video of me closing a live deal. And then see, this was, I was at the boot camp, and this guy in particular, I upsold him one phone. He said no like 3 times, and then he came back to the store. I ended up getting an iPad from him and a MacBook that I made $600 profit just on the MacBook. So I ended up upselling him into 3 items, and that's how important it is. I want to teach you guys some negotiation strategies on how I did that at the group chat, because Yev was there and he saw me. Yev, are you able to unmute yourself and talk for a second on what happened on the boot camp really quick? Nathan says it was awesome. David did his ninja grunt. Yeah, are you able to talk? Or do you not have a mic?
Can you hear me now, Dave?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yep. 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 Might have lost you there. Well, while I'm waiting for Yev, I heard you. Eric says, I'm in for about 5 minutes of breaking work. Okay, cool. So yeah, so if you guys just go to the group and you just use the search bar, you can pretty much search for anything. There was another one I posted today. Here's right here, another live buying call. I just posted this video too. I'm gonna put them in the course and upload the course things, but like you can put like updated course if you want to find the new course videos and see. Let's see if you can find the upload.
I got the whale.
Well, I won't waste everybody's time scanning through this, but like any questions that you have, try typing in the group search bar and you'll find a lot of old posts and questions that have been answered a lot. So there's a little sneaky trick to help you guys find some other stuff. And if you want to watch group chat replays, right, you can just type in group chat replay in the search bar and you'll be able to find like a lot of the old group chats if you want to watch the replays of those. Okay, so there's just a little trick. Let's start off with someone says, how much do you guys buy Batty S10 Galaxy S9 for? So I was just going to say, let's start off with the appraisal drill. So why don't we start our appraisal, our group chat off with appraising a Galaxy S9. So Christian, what carrier would that be for? T-Mobile. Okay, so let's everybody do a Galaxy S9 T-Mobile. Do a Galaxy S9 T-Mobile and type in how much it would sell on eBay for, and then what you would pay for it. Type in what it would sell on eBay for and what would you pay for it. We're gonna get more advanced as this chat goes, but I want to get into the basics first to help some of these members here. So what would you sell on eBay for and what would you pay for it? Galaxy S9 for T-Mobile. Now remember, guys, the rule of thumb is you want to get an appraisal done in 30 seconds to get, or you lose 50% of the deals. So really do your best to try to get your appraisals within about less than 30 seconds. I try to do mine in about 15 seconds. So speaking of that, let me stop talking and actually go appraise this and see what I think it would sell at. All right. So I got my appraisal. Let's see what everybody says. 560, buy for 330. 600, buy. So, all right. So we only got, guys, we got 56 participants on the chat here, and only like 9 or 10 people so far responded. So that tells me 40 people on this chat don't know how to appraise properly or don't know how to type in the chat. So guys, let's try to get like if you have a question on how to do this appraisal, let me know. who is confused on how to do this appraisal? Say me, so I can help you out if you didn't respond within 30 seconds. Let's help out the people who are a little bit confused here. Okay, now I'm starting to get a lot more answers in. I'm just going to mute everybody because I get some background noise here. Someone says, Pam, you're confused. Okay, so Pam, what was your issue that you were confused on? Someone says a little more challenge, to be honest, because I referenced your quick guide. So guys, you want to try to get away from the quick reference guide if you can. I mean, that's good to use, but see, every time you use one of those things, it's kind of like a crutch. You're not developing your skills as a business person. You're just making yourself weaker by using one of those quick reference guides. It's better to memorize the percentages and then be able to shoot out a price quickly. So let's do this together for the new people, okay? So I type in the search bar. First, you go to ebay.com, okay? And you're typing Galaxy S9 smartphone for T-Mobile. And remember, T-Mobile is always bad ESN, guys, right? So this is what you should have searched for, okay? Who searched for those things right there? Eric says, should we use a calculator? No, because you won't always have a calculator on you. So it's not easy. I try to do as much in my head as possible, if you can. I mean, if you need a calculator, you can, but you're always going to have it by you because remember, you're going to get calls while you're driving. You're going to get calls where you're at home and you're not expecting it. And you want to be able to act fast. So the key to this business is making sure when the deal comes in, you take advantage of it, right? Because why are they calling you guys? What's the reason these people are calling you to sell their phone? What do they want? They want money. Do they want money 3 days from now or they want money right now? They want it right now. So the faster we give them cash, the better what we're going to make. The more profit we're going to make, right? Because they want fast cash, we've got to act on it quickly. Okay, so that means we want to be ready. We want to be knowledgeable with our appraisals. So when they call, we're prepared. All right, so let's take a look here. This one says 560, 565. Now this one's 455. So now see, some of you guys said 560 because you're just going by the first one. But you need to have 3 comparables because this could have just been like an up market right here when this people bought at 560. But let's look at the rest of them. Now see, I'm going to eliminate the word bad ESN for a second and try it again because I want more comparables. So I'm just going to eliminate bad ESN and go T-Mobile like this. Now here's one pre-owned for 520. Now see, this one doesn't even say bad ESN and that one only sold for 520. You see that, guys? This is a very recent sale. This is today. So this represents the current market. So you guys are going off an older market, and that's why you're over appraising. So if you appraise it at 560, you're going to end up paying more than what you should. So be careful with that. Try to do your best to make sure that you're appraising accurately. You're getting current sales. Okay. And if I scroll down here, see these that say brand new? We don't use these. Don't use any of these that say brand new. We're only going by used. Used is the key. I'm looking for like. See, this is again, that's like brand new with a box. I don't want to use that. And that's an S9 plus, so we can't use it anyways. Be careful with those little plus signs. Now see this? Here's an S9, but again, brand new. We don't want to use that. Here's a pre-owned for 439. So I think it's more than likely going to sell between 480 to 510. Okay? Now, so if you said about 480 to 510, you were accurate. Someone says, do we use only the pre-owned price? Yes, we do not go by the new price. Never go by the new, okay? So now if it's gonna sell for 480 to 510, what should be my appropriate offer on that? What would be a good starting offer? Hey, Lily, Todd says 290. Let's see, Pavlin says 310. Amelia says 200. Yep, Yuri was the only one that nailed it. See, Sean says 320, 300. Chris says 230. Oof. Okay, so who here thinks they have a problem with negotiating? Say yes. Because what I'm seeing is the people that think they have a problem with negotiating actually have a problem appraising phones properly. Because if you don't make someone the right offer, like if the phone's going to sell for 500 and you're offering them 200, you have a problem negotiating, you have a problem making offer to people because who's going to take a $200 deal on a $500 phone normally, right? So you need to first make sure appraisals is your #1 priority. So what you guys want to do is get someone in this group that's really good with appraisals, that knows them really well, and see if you can partner to practice together with this, guys, because this is the key. If you can't appraise right, you can't negotiate right. because everything is going to be based off the appraisal. Now, I think Todd nailed it with 290. 290 is about where I would start, between 290 to 300 on a $500 deal. Anything less than that, you run the risk of them just hanging up on you or getting upset. I would go up to as far as 350 on a $500 deal. About 350 would be my max. So I would start at 290, and then I would work them a little bit and have that. You always want to start on the low end and then go to the high end. But if you go too low, you piss them off. You insult them. And if you insult them, you might not have a chance to make it back. Does this make sense? Who found this helpful so far, guys? Ben said, would you memorize the quick reference sheet? No, I would just memorize the percentage. I actually just uploaded my negotiation manual to help you guys with the proper percentages, so that way you'll be able to do that. Okay? Because, guys, obviously we have more of an appraisal problem than a negotiating problem, because only 1 or 2 people got it correct in the whole group out of 56 people. So it tells me you guys need to work more on the basics, right? A lot of people are trying to do all these advanced things. They're trying to do crazy stuff with apps and marketplace and everything. But instead of learning the basics and just closing the deals that they're presented with, I got maybe 4 phone calls at my store during the boot camp. Guess how much money I made on 4 phone calls? Anybody know how many phones we bought in 2 days? It was a super slow day. I bought 5 phones, an iPad, an iPod, another iPod, and a MacBook off of 4 calls, guys. So I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm saying that you don't need tons and tons of business to make money in this business. And if you want to verify that, you can ask Lily, Yev, or anybody who was at the boot camp who watched me do this. I only missed 1 call that I didn't close, but my closing average is usually 7 to 8 out of 10. Look, close lately, it's been almost 100%. I only missed 1. It was the first call that I missed out of 3 boot camps. 1 person said no to me after, and that's because they had insurance on their phone and it was cheaper to just replace the insurance. So it was hard for me to control that. But the point is, guys, if you focus on the basics and you work on some negotiating skills that I'll tell you in this group chat now, you can close way more people and you don't need as many calls as you really think, right? So some of you guys are having 20 opportunities to close. You should be making a ton of money. You should be at $15,000 a month if you're getting that amount of business. But the problem is you're not doing the right things when you get those calls, and that's the problem. Okay. So do you guys want to do one more appraisal, or do you want to go into the negotiating? Chris says 1 more appraisal. Okay. Let me test you guys on 1 more appraisal. So let me just pick something that we sold recently in my store, and so that way I have an accurate representation of exactly what it's going to sell for. Let's do an iPhone 7 Plus 128 gigabyte for spring. iPhone 7 Plus 128 gigabyte for spring. Tell me what it's going to sell for on eBay, and then how much you're going to offer for that. $128 gigabyte, 7 Plus, 128 gigabytes for Sprint, bad ESN. Type it in the chat. What's it going to sell for, and what are you going to offer? Liza says offer 180 and sell for 300. Archie says 300 and offer 120. 330, buy for, I'm thinking that's a typo, 170. See, Eric says sell for 150, buy for 75. Eric, we're at, remember, iPhone 7 Plus 128 gigabyte for Sprint. Dominic says 280, offer 160. Okay, you guys are getting a little bit closer, but I'm like, if you're $30 or $40 off here, guys, you are losing a ton of money. Okay, you're costing yourself probably 50% of your business. Like if I just went to your house and took the same amount of calls as you, I'd probably double the sales that you are without doing anything else except just taking the calls that you're taking right now because you're $40 to $50 off. So let's see where you went wrong here on this one. All right, and we had a lot more people participate this time, so good job. All right, so here's the iPhone 7 Plus right here. It sold for $279.95 just 3 days ago, okay? And let's take a look at what we paid for this. The correct buy on that would be about 180, between 170 to 180. We paid only 150, which is fantastic. So we made a nice profit on that. That's good. I mean, it's good that we made the profit on it. I would probably start at like about 160 to 180 around there. I'd probably start at 160 and move to 180. My employee offered a 150, and we obviously got a score on the phone because we sold it for 280. Okay. Let's see what you guys did to appraise that one really quick. And because some of you guys that are at 330, 350, you know, like you got to be careful because you're $50 off, and that really is going to impact your bottom line at the end of the day. So let's see why you're at that. Does anybody have a question like why they're off in their appraisal? Like what you did wrong, or you're not sure why you're so off? Let's see. Let's look at this. So this one says iPhone 7 Plus Red parts only $349.99. Why is it parts only? Light non-activate scratch. Okay. Now this is an iPhone 7 Plus Red. So the Red model is very rare. Just be careful of that. See, when you guys are appraising, don't look for out of the norm stuff. Look for stuff that's average. Average. Like see right here, this is $269. This one's $325. More than likely, it's not going to sell for $349. That's not average. We're looking for average. $325, $269, $299. I mean, oh, this one's got a crack screen, so we can't use that. $300. So are we seeing our phone more towards the 350 range or more towards the 300 range or the 290 range? Type in the chat, which one do you see more of? 300, right, exactly, okay? So try to ignore these deals that are way off. That's why you need to use 3 of them as a comparable, and that's where some of you guys might be going wrong there. And here's one for $279, $334. Now, we probably could have sold that maybe a little bit more, maybe for $300, but more than I wouldn't be appraising that at $350 amazing. I would do an offer at $300 and then offer them $180. And if it sells for like, you know, if it could have sold for $310 or whatever, you know, we just make out. And if it only sells for $300, you're still making $100 profit. So you're good either way. Okay. But if you overpay, and let's say you paid $240 for that phone, you're going to lose. You're not making enough profit to make it worth it on that. Someone says, what do you do when you're not getting recent sold data? Well, it could be you have too many keywords and you got to chop a couple keywords off. Like just try Sprint instead of bad ESN and see what else pops up. Because watch this, we'll get a whole nother search now if I eliminate bad ESN, even though they still will be bad ESN, right? See, this one is a bad ESN because you could tell it says, please read the description. So you can tell that. But you'll get, but some people put bad IMEI, they don't put ESN. So you'll get new results that pop up. Okay. So so if you're not getting enough results, play around with your search a little bit and see if that maybe is the cause of eliminating some of your comparables. Okay. Did you guys find that helpful as far as your appraisals there? Wanted to try to make sure that anybody who's new that, you know, doesn't understand this, we get a little bit more people down on the basics. Okay. Good. I'm glad you guys found that helpful. All right. So let's talk. Do you want to go into who wants advanced stuff right now or more basic to intermediate stuff? What do you guys want? Or do you want me to go into general questions right now? Someone says advanced. I know all you guys have been here for 6 months or more. I want advanced. Someone says basic and general questions. Advanced. All right. Let me spend, someone said basic. So we got about 50-50. All right. I tell you what, I'll spend about 5-10 minutes on some advanced stuff, and then we're going to get more into some general questions and basic stuff. All right. So let's get into now how to build relationships with people. So at the boot camp, there was one guy that came in, and he's a guy that regularly sells me phones every week. He's totally legitimate. I went to high school with the kid. He's a good, clean-cut guy. He owns a computer repair shop. This guy wants nothing to do with phones whatsoever. And he came in, he brought 4 phones in. He came in, he talked to the boot camp a little bit. Oh, you guys are talking about some search thing. He came in, he talked to some of my boot camp members, told them he's been a customer of mine for 3 or 4 years. And he sells me phones for like $30 that I'll sell for $100 every single week like clockwork. This guy knows how much profit I'm making on every one of those phones. He's seen my YouTube channel. He's friends with me on Facebook. He knows I have a course on how to make money on eBay. And he still sells me 3 to 4 phones a week that I can go and flip and make money, and he's okay with that. Now, who would like a customer like that guy? His name is Jason. Type yes if you would like a customer that sells you 3 or 4 phones every week, and he just brings them in and says, here you go, here's some more phones, and you give them, you know, 20, 30 bucks, and you triple your profit on every one of them. People were saying, hell yes, hell yes, hell yes, okay? Well, see, this is where being a business person is very important, okay? So let's look at Dustin here. I'm putting him on the spot. He's in the middle of a repair, but I'm gonna pin the video on him for a second. Sorry, Dustin. Okay, now Dustin, you can see him working on the phone here, but if he lowers his wrist a little bit, you'll see a little icon in his shirt there, and it says Resell Doctors, right? There it is, boom, okay? What's the name of your company, Dustin? Let me unmute you there. Oh, I can't unmute you. You gotta unmute yourself. Here we go. I unmuted you. Okay, now you're unmuted. Go ahead. Dustin, what's the name of your company? Resell Doctors, right? So now when people come in to see Dustin at his brand new store, by the way, congratulations, the people who weren't here at the beginning. Dustin's the first person that I've trained in my course that's opened up their own cell phone store. Congratulations. So, and Dustin did not have a cell phone store in the beginning and started off with very humble money. I think, what did you start off with for cash to start this business, Dustin, if you don't mind me telling everybody? When you first started this
$200.
You had $200. He started with $200, and that was back in July. And now he's got his very own store where he's doing iPhone repairs, parts, flipping phones. So give him a hand on that one. That was pretty awesome. But guys, when a customer walks in and they see Dustin with his printed shirt there that says Resell Doctors, right? Does he look like a fly-by-night? Do you think he's going to get more repeat business than the guy who's just working out of a general T-shirt or not keeping himself kept? Or do you think they're going to go more to Dustin for repeat business? Who do you think they're going to go for, guys? Okay, so some of you guys aren't answering that because a lot of people don't have a professional shirt. But guys, when I used to go out, I had my I Buy for Resale shirts. Can you grab me one of my I Buy for my polo side of the closet so I can show everybody? Right, you guys have probably seen my Buy Sell Fix t-shirts that I have and stuff like that. But this type of thing, guys, putting a little bit of extra effort to spend 10 or 20 bucks on Vistaprint to do this shows your customers that you want their business and you want repeat business, okay? Who would rather deal with the guy that sells me those 4 phones every week rather than the guy who calls on Craigslist and is like, yeah, I got a phone to sell. How much you give me? Oh, the other guy told me he'd give me $10 more. You match that price? Do you want to deal with that guy or you want to deal with the repeat business? Repeat business, right? Okay, so you've got to plan in advance though. You've got to make sure that you put the effort in to nurture these customers. So for example, let me show you guys. Here's something I used to wear. Now my business is called I Buy for Resale, but see, I used to have these polos Buy Sell Fix. And when I got out of my car, I'd have my polo on and have a professional clipboard, right, with my logo on it, and then I give them a business card. How much does it cost to get this stuff, guys? You can get the business cards for 10 bucks on Vistaprint. And you can get these polos made. I mean, you can get this. You can find discount codes on Vistaprint and get these for like 12 bucks. Even if you just buy one of them and wear the same one every day until you start making more money, just do that. But I tell you what, customers remember you. They remember you. And the hard part is getting them in the first place. Okay. And then once you have a shirt like this, what you do is you go around to all the stores in your area, like all these cell phone stores, Verizon, Sprint, and T-Mobile. They have trade-ins all the time. And guess what? They're offering prices that are like ultra low on these trade-in phones. And a lot of people don't want to trade their phone in because they're getting lowballed. Well, guess what? If you go in there, and they still want to make a sale, right? The sales reps want to get commissions. If you go into those places, you got a little box of donuts, cost you $5. And you walk into Verizon or T-Mobile, and you say, hey, guys, how's it going? Brought you guys some donuts. By the way, I have a place down the street. We do iPhone repairs, and we buy phones. So, you know, if you ever want to if you got a customer that, you know, is not happy with the trade-in values, but you still want to get a deal together, have them come over to us and we pay cash right on the spot so you guys can still put your deal together and they can upgrade and we'll make it happen. We'll try to give you the best price on these phones for them. Okay? Who thinks they'll get some business out of that if you go do that? Whether you think so or not, I've done it myself. I've got friends in all the stores, and they're sending me business. So that way I'm not having to worry about getting banned on Marketplace or doing offer up constantly. That's good in the beginning to get your business going, but you can't build a stable business off of things that aren't permanent. Relationships are permanent, guys. Apps and Marketplace and tactics are cheap. Those don't last forever in business, right? So you want to build yourself on permanent business. I've got people, how many people at the boot camp, if you were here, saw someone come in and said, hey, is Dave here? Had like 3 people while I was sitting there running the boot camp ask for me. I haven't been to my store in years. I don't work in my stores anymore. But so many people were still coming to the store asking if Dave was there. It's because I build relationships with people, and it's so important to talk, to make friends with them and build relationships. So there's one way. Go to all these cell phone stores and be friendly, okay? Let's do a quick role play here on who thinks we should do a role play on how to build a relationship? Let's maybe get someone on here to talk to me a little bit so we can see if they do it right, and I'll critique them. What do you think? Because one thing I noticed, guys, like if you notice all like a lot of the successful group members, like you've seen my head coach, Aaron. Aaron does $35,000 a month typically, and he's one of the people at the boot camp teaching with me. He's always got a smile on his face. And every time I meet people, I'm always smiling. I'm friendly. I use their name, and I make them feel good about themselves. But sometimes I meet people or I see people in this group chat, and their face looks like this. Hi, how are you today? I buy phones if you'd like to sell me a phone, right? And I'm not making fun of anybody here, so don't take that personally. But if that's you, do you see the difference? Like, you see my facial expressions now, and I'm talking, and I'm smiling, right? And then what if I went like this, and I was talking to you guys this way, and I'm telling you that it's very important to build relationships. Do you guys see the difference in the vibe that I'm giving off when I talk like that? So if that's you, think about the people that you're meeting with every day that you're buying phones from, and thinking the impression that you're making with these people. When my customers, Chris Cripes, who just did $10,000 a month, is really starting to step it up big time, and he couldn't believe the amount that of like how much my customers love talking to me. A lot of them didn't even want to leave by the time we're done because I'm making them feel good and I'm just having conversation. One guy I talked to for a half hour, but I made $700 profit from that one guy. And I'm not in a rush. I deal with every customer like they're the last customer I'll ever deal with. So let's see, Chris Sellers, you really wanted to step things up a lot. Are you willing to come on and do a little bit of role play with me, Chris? I promised I would help you out today.
That's cool.
What do you think?
That's fine.
Awesome. All right, thanks. And by the way, congratulations for stepping it up. And I see that you're highly motivated and you're willing to get out of your comfort zone. So
yeah, I've been kind of struggling lately, like with a lot of things. So like I've been dropping the ball on a couple ends and negotiation appraisal. Like you've been helping me out from time to time. I really appreciate it. So
yeah, no problem. So Chris, let's do two things. I'll have you take a call and answer a phone call, okay? And then we're going to do another one. Once you buy the phone from me, I want to hear how you do it. Like let's say you give me the cash, what you would say. Let's start off with that first, because I have a feeling you're going to be okay with taking the phone call. But let's start off with, let's say you just bought a phone from me. Okay, let's say, I don't know, it's a phone for $200. It doesn't matter what phone it is, right? Okay. I want you to give me your spiel when you hand me the cash. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much for doing business with me. I really appreciate it. If you have any other like electronics or laptops or anything other items like that, or know anybody else that's wanting to get rid of their items, please let them know. I'd be very, very happy to work with them. Here's my business card. I am open at any point in time to answer any questions if you have them, and I love doing business with you again. Have a great day.
Okay, that was pretty decent. I would say, what would you guys rate Chris out of a scale of 1 to 10 on that? 7. Yeah, I think that was about a 7. That was pretty decent, Chris. Okay, so here's how you can step it up a little bit. All right, so watch my facial expression. I'm going to pin the video on me now. How do I pin it on me? Oh, it is pinned on me. Oops, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's on you.
No, it's been on me the whole time. Shoot, I was trying to change it. Okay, I wanted everybody to see you while you were doing that. All right, so when I'm talking to you, right? A lot of people, they go through the motions. And one thing in sales, my first millionaire mentor, who taught me everything I know about sales and made me one of the best salespeople in the country in a Fortune 500 company, he said, you can do all the right things with the wrong attitude and get no results, or you could do all the wrong things with the right attitude and get all kinds of results. So remember, your attitude is very important. And what kind of attitude am I talking about? The attitude that you actually believe they're going to tell other people about it when you ask them. So for example, here's doing the right things with the wrong attitude. So Chris, where are you? Let me find your picture so I can talk to you on here. Where are you on this thing? Oh, there you are. Okay. Oops. All right. So Chris, if you ever have any other items, I also buy laptops, tablets, game consoles. So if you ever have anything that you want to sell, you can always call me, and I'm really happy to buy anything. And I'll be always here with cash to buy. So here's my card for you, and thank you very much. Okay, now watch. That's the first version, right? And now here's the second version. So Chris, if you have anything else, I buy laptops, tablets, iPods. Here's my card. Do you ever have anything like that?
Okay. See the
Chris?
difference. Yeah.
Do you have anything
Yeah,
else?
I have a couple old iPods.
Oh, okay. What are you doing with them?
They're just sitting around in a drawer. I have to take a look at them and see what they have. We'll see if they're still working or not. I haven't used them in a couple of years.
Oh, can you bring them down maybe tomorrow or something like that?
Yeah, sure. I definitely could do that. They're just sitting around. Try to get something out of them.
Yeah, that would be great. Just if you call me up, just give me the model numbers. And I can give you a
Okay.
price right over the phone.
That sounds great. That
Yeah.
save me a hassle from coming all the way down and finding out what the price is.
I also buy like video game consoles. Anything that I could do resell for electronics, I purchase. So, do you have anything other than the iPods?
I have I have an Xbox 360. It hasn't been acting right though. It's like I think it has like a hard drive issue. I don't know if you guys take those.
That one might be tough. The resale value in those are hard. Like once it's like that, I can't get a lot for it.
Okay.
But I'd really like to get the iPods. So if
That's
you
fine.
want to give me a call tomorrow, we'll give you a quote on those.
Of course.
Okay, I appreciate that. Here's my card. Matter of fact, here's 3 cards. So if you ever have any friends that want to sell anything, feel free to, mention my name. I'm always available Monday through Friday from 11 to 6 every day, okay? And then I work on Saturdays from 11 to 4. So anytime during those times, I got cash ready. I'm always ready. I have plenty of cash available, so never going to run out, and I'm always happy to purchase. So there's the card right there. And thank you, Chris. I appreciate you doing business with me today.
Thank you. Awesome.
Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, so let's take a look. What was the difference between the first time I did it versus the second time I did it, guys?
Well, for me, it's like basically you're kind of like asking for the business. Like you're kind of like nudging him, like okay, like you're kind of like pulling more out of him than out of me than you want to, that I want to give to you. Like, hey, it's like, you got anything else? Like, yeah, you do. Like I do have something sitting in the back of my head that's been sitting there and sitting there. So you're kind of like grabbing those little bits of information out of my brain that's just like rising back up to the top to make the give to you.
Absolutely. Now, if you guys notice, anybody who watched those videos of me closing the deals live, as a matter of fact, Aaron Goldstein's got a video of me closing an iPod that I haven't showed you guys yet, and I upsold them. Almost every single call, by the way, I've upsold someone and something else. Could you imagine that every deal you close, you upsell them on just one more item? That would literally double your sales just doing that. And the way I did that was just this. This is my whole technique. Are you guys ready for the secret technique? This right here can literally double your sales. Who's ready for it?
I am.
You're ready? Okay. This was it. So when you're on the phone call, right? Oh, yeah, I can do 160 for it. Oh, that's great. So let's say you make them an offer on the phone and they say yes. So, Chris, do you have to have anything else? Because we also buy laptops, tablets, game consoles, and other electronic devices. Do you have anything else you'd like to sell?
I have a MacBook Pro that I've been sitting around. I've been using it.
It happens every single time that happens. So let me just stop for a second. Really quick, that line again, guys. So we buy laptops, MacBooks, cameras, iPods, iPads. Do you have anything else for sale? Then shut the hell up. Don't say anything. Just shut up and wait. So here's the biggest problem with negotiating, that people that are beginners or intermediates, they make a big mistake, is that they talk people out of the deal. For example, I was doing a boot camp and my employee, I love him to death, he's a great kid, but he cost me $50 because he talked too damn much to the customer, and I was kicking him like, shut up, shut up. But I was just sitting there. I said, oh, I can do $550 on this MacBook, and I was smiling and looking at the guy like this. And I was shutting up and waiting for an answer. The guy said yes to me after 2 minutes. And then my employee was like, oh, well, let's look up the model and see, and this is what it's selling for. And he started telling him all the specs and everything. And then the guy's like, oh, well, can you do a little bit more then? I was like, you just cost me $50. So people lose more by talking than by not talking. So be very careful and don't talk yourself out of the sale. So this is what I see a lot of people do, is they say, so I can offer you 160 and I can give you cash today. And I can come right now, I can come meet you. And I usually pay best prices. And they sit there and talk and talk and talk before the customer responds. Shut up. Whenever you make an offer, shut up. Just shut up and smile. That's it. Just sit there and wait. And when you ask them a question, do you have anything else for sale? Just shut up. Don't say anything. Just wait. Okay? Did anybody learn something there? Is anybody guilty of talking people out of a sale that's here? We all have. When I was in sales, man, I talked so many people out of sales. So don't feel bad. It's okay. You guys probably didn't know this. These are high-level sales techniques that you're probably not trained on. But I want to teach you guys this because this right here, guys, is better than any cheap tactics you're going to find, or appraisal guides, or quick reference guides, or posting on apps. All that stuff, guys, is cheap. If you want to be a good businessman, it's based on foundational basic skills: appraisal, communication skills, negotiating. This is how you do 15, 20,000 a month with your eyes closed, without trying. So anybody who was here at the boot camp, how much did it seem like I was working when I was there? Well, I probably made about $1,800 profit in 2 days. And for the people that were there, how much effort did I seem to put in? Lee says, I've never tried to get more, so I'll definitely do this now. Archie says you worked about 5 minutes. Lily says not at all. Hui says 0. I spent most of my time just joking around with the customer and just talking. Like, I was just finding out about them, making general conversation, because that's what I want to do. I just want to build relationships and customers. Yev says very quickly but highly efficient. So slow down. When you guys are with a customer, I think the biggest thing is to slow down and just relax. Don't feel like you need to rush. Don't feel like you need to lose the deal. The best thing is find out about them a little bit. So Chris, let's say we meet up, right? And you just get out of your car. What would you say to me?
I'm the seller, you're the buyer, or which way we're doing this?
You're buying the phone from me. I'm a guy. I called you up. We worked out a deal.
Okay. Oh, hi, I'm Doom. Hi, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you today. What's your name?
Hey, I'm Dave. Nice to meet you.
How you doing, Dave? Thank you so much for showing up on time. I really appreciate it. What I'm going to do right now is just take a look over your phone and get some things checked out over the phone while we're sitting here for a little bit. How long did it take for you to get here?
Okay, so Chris, you were very friendly, but I want you to picture this now, okay? Let me pin the video on you so you can watch my body language, right? Oh, I guess I am still pinned again. I keep messing that up. I'm sorry. There we go. Let me put it back on me. Okay. So let's say you guys are going on a date with someone, right? And let's say the date sits across the table from you, and they're like, "Hello, how are you today? So I would like to start off. We're gonna have a little bit of conversation, and then I think we'll have some coffee. We'll talk a little bit about maybe ourselves, and then maybe we'll just get to know each other, and we'll see where the date leads." Who would be a little creeped out by that date? Say yes. Or who would be like, this is strange? Who would feel like this date is like transactional, like they're about to ask me for money after the date is over or something? This is weird, right? So Chris, when you did that, that's kind of how I felt, right? So what about this? What if you just said, when you meet up the person, you were like, let me find your video. You're like, "Hey, how you doing? Good. You're Chris, correct?"
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Thanks for coming on out. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Now, see, this is the most simple, basic, stupid stuff, right?
Yeah.
But guys, who felt a little more relaxed when I was like this? Did you feel tense at all, me talking like that, Chris?
No. I'm usually, when I meet customers, I'm usually a little more relaxed, because I kind of know a little bit, of more information than them about the person. I usually ask for their name through a phone call or the text or through OfferUp. I know their name, so I know who I'm looking for, their name. I write it down on a notepad, the phone I'm picking up. I have kind of a little bit of system. I'm still struggling with a lot of stuff, like the appraisal and stuff like that, but I usually try to write down as much information I possibly can before I go pick up the phone, so I can have it written down.
I don't do any of that. I never did.
Never did?
No.
Yeah, because I get kind of confused with so many people I talk to, and I have to keep it in. I gotta keep it in track, because I'll go pick up a phone.
No, nobody cares. So I'm sorry. I might sound kind of brash here, guys, but nobody cares. I've said the wrong name to people about 5,000 times. You know what people care about? the vibe you give off when you talk to them, the aura.
Okay.
Right?
I'm usually calm and relaxed when I talk to anybody. I've always been like that for some reason, but it's just like, I know, like right now I feel kind of nervous, but usually when I talk to a customer, I'm like this laid back, relaxed Chris. Like I walk up and
Okay,
I
can you
introduce
show me laid back, relaxed Chris?
Right now, I'm just like not even relaxed at all. I'm just stressed right now. I'm trying to get this business down, so I'm kind of like burnt out a little bit on a lot of things. But
Let's forget
this
about
is stressed out, relaxed. This is relaxed Chris right now, laughing. That's me. So,
all right. Let's forget about trying to make things happen. That's what a lot of people do. They worry about the future. Let's worry about the present. Let's worry about being present right in the moment, here and now. How's it going?
oh, it's going good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. How's your day going?
Not bad. I got a little bit of a cold, but I'm doing all right.
Everybody's getting through that. You know, it's that time of year. It's about to be summer. You know how it is. Like it's just that transition season. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
You got kids? You're usually kids this time of year get you sick too.
Okay, so what you're putting your foot on that pedal again, right? Let's take it, slow it down. Most people try to speed it up during a negotiation. Slow it down. The slower, the better. The reason why so many people don't want to go slow is because it's uncomfortable. You feel weird. Who feels weird when there's silence here, guys? Type in the chat if you feel weird when there's that silence. Anybody? Eric says, little, oh my God, me, agreed, yes. And this is why a lot of people aren't good at negotiating, because they do feel that weird awkwardness of being relaxed because they're so used to this, I got to do it, I got to do it, I got to do it, or they're going to make money. But just be relaxed.
Okay.
Okay? And if you're not used to that, I want you to just do this for 2 or 3 customers tomorrow. And even if you're just looking at them like this, after you make a deal.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying awkward, right? But see, it makes the other person a little bit awkward. But you don't stare at them creepily. You just look, you have to time it right.
Okay.
But you will close more deals like this because it puts the pressure on them to speak instead of you.
Okay.
So a lot of people feel tense when the other person is silent, that they have to speak. Just have this weird silence. Sometimes I'll just look at them for 30 seconds and then they'll speak. And you're going to have that sweat coming down your brow, like, oh God, am I going to lose the deal? This is so weird. This is so weird. And then all of a sudden they say, okay, I'll take it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I had a guy one time, I learned this because I used to be just like you, Chris. I would talk a lot and I would talk fast. I was a real go-getter. I was energetic, right? And my boss said, Dave, you got to slow it down. And we had the same talk I'm having with you right now. And I remember I was so resistant to this. I got mad at him and I said, fine, I'm going to go and do this next demonstration. I'm not going to try to sell. I'm just going to be slow. And I told myself, I'm not selling this thing. So I used to sell $1,800 vacuum cleaners. I don't know if you know that about me, right? Door to door. That's how I got my sales skills.
Yeah.
I went in the demonstration and I first said, hi, how you doing? I'm Dave. Slowed down a little bit. Lady said, oh, nice to meet you. Come on in. Now, normally they're always resistant, but this lady was a little friendly to me this time. I was like, okay. So I went in there and I was like kind of mad at my boss. So I'm not even trying to sell it. I pulled the vacuum out and I just start vacuuming a rug. Now, we used to give a free carpet shampoo to people, right, to get the demonstration. So I tried to not even show her the demonstration. I tried to just do the free carpet shampoo because I didn't want to sell her at this point. I was mad at my boss. So I pull out the vacuum and I start vacuuming. And I'm pulling out these pads of dirt. We had these things called dirt pads, and it would show all the dirt coming on the carpet. So I'm just kind of like not saying anything, not trying to sell, not doing a pitch. Normally I go in there and I start talking how great the vacuum was and why they should use it. This time I didn't try any of that. I'm just pulling this dirt. And the lady comes up to me and she goes, did that come onto my carpet? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess it did. And I just like kind of ignored her, didn't try at all, right? And I'm vacuuming more and more. She's like, do you mind if I try it? I'm like, yeah, sure, here you go. Gave her the vacuum. She starts vacuuming. And then she's like, can I see some of the other things? I saw it's got this other stuff that comes out of the box. I'm like, yeah, if you want. I'm like, I'm not trying to sell this thing at all. Completely ignoring her, right? So then she's like, so how much is this thing? I'm like, it's $1,800. She's like, oh, how do you guys take payments? And I was like, well, I pull out my clipboard. I'm like, you can pay cash and you get 5% discount, or you can pay card, you get a 3% discount. She's like, I'll put it on my card. I was like, wait a minute, you're going to buy it? She was like, yeah. I was like, that bastard was right the whole time. And I didn't put any effort in. It was just crazy. And I think it was because people felt that they didn't have the pressure on them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's where I learned how powerful this technique was. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry, I hope it wasn't long-winded. But did anybody enjoy this negotiation stuff that I was teaching you guys here? Is this helpful? Someone says, that was good. Yes. Okay, good. It says, great. Yes, worth it. Chris, did you find that helpful? Are you going to use some of this stuff today?
Yeah, slowing down is a big thing for me. Like I usually have that go-getting attitude with everybody, and I want to do the best job and talk to the customer properly and get everything out that I need to tell them and explain to them. And it's just like I talk too much and I rush too much. Like there's two double negatives right there, and it kind of bites me in the butt, but I still close the deal. But it's just like there's so much less I can say and still close the deal and still make more on the back end, as like you asking about like iPads and tablets and laptops and computers and stuff like that I can be talking about at the end of the deal, instead of bringing all the extra stuff that I talk about, and being more comfortable with the customer. And if there's like some side talk needs to be done while I'm checking out the phone, that's why.
People are saying, relax, you're doing it right now. So guys, it takes 60 days to overcome a habit, just so you know. So if you ever notice something on a group chat that like, maybe you're like, oh, Dave mentioned that and I'm doing that wrong, try to make a commitment for 15 minutes a day for 60 days straight. And if you could just work on this for 15 minutes a day, 60 days straight, that will become permanently a part of you. So I do this stuff, I slow down naturally now because it's a part of me, but it took me 60 days to continue to do that. By the way, remember I told you how I got mad at my boss? That first sale, I sold full price for $1,800. I sold 5 full price sales that week in a row after that. And I had not sold any for like 3 weeks using this technique. And my paycheck was like, it was like $2,500 for the week. And I was like 21 years old. I was ecstatic. It was crazy. Changed my whole life, but it takes practice. You got to do it consistently to get better at it. Okay. You guys, some of these comments are funny what you guys are saying. All right. Well, let's do a general question and answer now. I think because I went over some advanced stuff and some good techniques. One more thing on building relationships, guys. Pawn shops are fantastic. I would go to all the pawn shops in your area and just go in there and talk to them. I have this guy named Big John's Pawn Shop, and he sold me so many customers he sent over because he's scared of buying cell phones at his pawn shop. He doesn't buy them. So go to every pawn shop. Who's done this since I said to do that, by the way? Anybody go to a pawn shop or a phone store yet and do what I told you to do to get deals? See, a lot of people want to do the easy things like post an ad on OfferUp because it's easy and it doesn't take any guts. But the stuff that takes the guts a little bit is going to get you so much more business and long-term money than doing the cheap tactics like posting an ad on Craigslist. Now, don't get me wrong. The Craigslist and the Facebook groups, we build our business off of that stuff, and that's how we originally get some customers. But the relationships and doing this type of stuff, networking, is how to really build a solid foundation for years to come. That you're going to do $10,000 a month without even thinking about it every single month. Okay. So for pawn shops, just walk in there and say, hey, how's it going? I buy stuff just like you guys do. What are you mostly doing? You deal with gold, computers. You guys do phones? You don't do phones? Oh, well, look, if you got anybody that comes in here and you know they're a good customer, you want to refer them, I buy all kinds of electronics. So anything that you guys don't do, I'm happy to take some of that business. And you know why pawn shops want people like you guys? Because they don't want to say no to their customers. So they want a place they can refer out because that makes them look good. So if they don't buy phones, but they buy gold, they want to keep that customer happy, so they're going to hook you up with that person. It looks good for them. Exactly. Okay. So let's do a general question and answer now. I don't want to hammer on that topic for too much longer. And let's see what questions you guys have for the group chat. today. There, I saw some stuff here that you guys posted in the group. So let's see. Sam was wondering about click and ship, but I think I answered his question for him, so it should be okay. Yuri was asking how to get more cash to flip faster. So there's a couple different ways. Chris Kripe, who's on the call right now, he borrowed from friends and family and gave him 10 to 20% of the deal whenever he found a deal. So if anybody who here is short on cash and doesn't have a lot to buy phones, is there anybody that has that problem here? A few people do. Okay, wow. So I highly recommend getting investors to help you out. So investors could be friends or family. They could be people on this group. There's been people in the group that have lent people money in this group. So do a post in the group and say, hey guys, I'm a little short on cash. I'm willing to pay a 10 or 20% return on the profit of a deal. Because if you get you get a deal and you know you're going to make $100 on it, then you can it's a win-win situation for everybody. There's no risk involved for the investor. So you can say, I found a iPhone 7 I can buy for $100. I know it will sell for $200. You got $100 automatically coming to you. Give someone $10 or $20 out of that profit so you can make the deal, and you're going to make money you wouldn't have made if you didn't have the money. That's what I would recommend for that. Network in this group. Guys, connections are so important. So make friends with some of the people in this group so that way if you do need that, you have some friends here you can connect with and ask, hey, like I got a deal. Do you mind helping me out with some cash? Let's see. Chris says closing customer service. We did that one. Pete says video in a course about eBay listings. Is Pete on the group chat tonight? Because I can answer any questions you have on eBay listings really quick. If you're on here, Pete. If not, there's a ton of eBay listing videos in the course where I go over the live listings. And most of the problems, like I noticed Pete said he's not selling. If your items aren't selling on eBay, it's 95% of the time, it's always the price. People are just not appraising it properly and they're not selling at the right price. That's 95% of the problems with eBay listings that I see. Amber says, I recently moved and I'm getting flagged a lot on Facebook Market and Craigslist. That never happened before in the previous area I was living in. So guys, when you're starting off this business, there's a 3-month curve. Any business that you start, there's a 3-month curve in. The first month is always the hardest because nobody knows you. They have no idea who you are. So you're going to start posting ads up. You're going to get calls in. You've got to handle those calls as good as possible. Be friendly, take good care of them, and build a relationship with those people. If you do that, the second month is going to be a little bit better because you're going to start getting repeat business in the area. And your buzz starts, this what's called the buzz in business. People start talking about you a little bit. So people start telling their friends. People see your ads, and even if they don't call your ads, you don't know how many times people will see your ads and they'll tell a friend about your ads. So the more you post, the more you build up momentum. By the third month, you're going to start getting repeat business. You've got a decent amount of buzz going on. You've got a decent amount of ads coming up. And now your business starts to get to its peak. By the 4th month, you should be at peak performance. It should take about 3 months. And that's any business I've started has always been that way. So if you move, you kill all your momentum and you destroy it. Or if you, like some people in this group have stopped flipping phones for a couple of weeks, that's insane. Do not do that, okay? If you do that, you crush all your momentum and it takes 3 months to get back to where you were. Do not stop because you're frustrated, burnt out, or tired. That is a bad move. Has anybody made that mistake here of doing that? And it's okay. We all make mistakes. I understand, so don't feel bad. Chris says yes, right? Who has done that and paid the price where they stopped for 2 weeks and found it was much harder to get started up again after starting for 2 or 3 weeks? Because your customers get pissed off and they think you're a fly-by-nighter, right? McDonald's doesn't like open for a month and then go, you were kind of mad. Someone complained about our cheeseburger, so we're going to close for a week. We're pissed off. Imagine if you went to McDonald's tomorrow and found out they were closed down for the day. How would you feel about McDonald's? You'd be like, what the hell kind of business is this? Well, that's how your customers feel about you when you take a week or two off because your head's not right or you're mad. You got someone pissed you off, whatever. You guys you gotta be better than that stuff. You can't let your emotions get to you in business because it's gonna affect your wallet if you do. Customers, they don't care about your problems, guys. They don't care you had a problem with your girlfriend or your boyfriend. They don't care that you're broke. They don't care your landlord's gonna evict you. The only thing they care about is what you're gonna do for them. That's it. So you cannot let your personal life affect your business or it's going to affect your wallet. Does that make sense? And we're all guilty of it at sometimes. But try your best not to do that, because you'll crush it. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to kill your momentum. Amber says, didn't know about the 3-month curve. Thanks, Dave. Yeah. And it's a powerful thing in business. So just be careful of that, guys, now that you know that stuff. Let me see what else that you guys had questions on. Someone says, you said no international shipping. Yes, I do not do the global shipping program through eBay. It is a big mistake, because the problem is if you ship it globally, that's not the problem. The problem is when you get a return, you're gonna have to pay like $50 in shipping for them to return that phone. And with phones, electronics, there's gonna be returns. We're just in that type of business. Do not do global shipping ever. Let's see. Someone says, yeah, Ben says, I heard you hold your items for 14 days under state law. Yeah, you guys don't have to do that, though. You're not. We're a registered brick and mortar store with a license from the Attorney General, so we're required to do that. You guys don't have to do that. You're just buying and selling on eBay, so it's a different scenario. Yuri says, how do you deal when you buy phones from friends and family? I mean, the same way. You know, I'm a very honest person when I'm dealing with people. I always tell them, like, I'm going to make money on it. They know. You know, when you're nice, like, people want to see you win. It's only when you're not nice, or you're like shady, or you think you need to rip people off in business to make money, that's when people like fight you. They'll actually work against you, flag your ads, and hate you. You know, I've like doing $1 million a year in business now. A lot of that is just because I'm like nice to people. Like the people that are at the boot camp, I really treat my customers well. I'm friendly with them. I treat them nicely. I'm honest with them. I don't try to screw people. I think that goes a long way in business when you're just nice and you're honest. Dan says, good point. And smile. Just be a likable person. If you're likable, like I've seen some of the talk that I like in the group, and some of the words that guys use, and I kind of disagree with some of the language. Like I see things like yo or bro, and when someone says bro to me, I see that as like a sign of disrespect. Like I'm very turned off if someone calls me bro when they meet me. I don't know, but like I would avoid using slang when you meet people, and just kind of have good, intelligent conversation. Or when someone says like yo, I'm kind of like, it tells me a little bit about their character. Don't ever give a reason for someone not to do business with you guys, right? Because it might be completely innocent, but if you're going to lose a deal because someone's going to be like turned off by that, why bother when you could just not do that and still get the deal? Okay. A lot of people lose deals just because they're messing them up. Like you had a deal, but you messed it up because you did something wrong. Hassan says, yeah, I'm not your bro if I don't know you. Exactly. And I get people all the time. I'm not, if you ever call me bro in this group, guys, I'm not downing you or putting you down, but I'm saying it might hurt your business to do that if you do that stuff. And it is kind of a sign of disrespect to talk to someone like that. Use their name, right? So when I start the group chat, you notice I say everybody's name. People love to hear the name. So how many people make sure to say the customer's name when you guys are talking to people? Anybody? Yev says me. Hui says yes. Eric says yes. Now Hui's doing 12, 13,000 a month. Eric has done 19,000 a month. Michelle has done 13,000 a month. So I'm seeing a lot of the people that are doing over 10,000 a month saying yes, they use people's names, and a lot of other people aren't. So that should tell you right there. Steve Muccio is doing about 26,000 a month, and he says he uses their name at least 3 times during the conversation. Okay, so let's copy what the other people are doing. If you guys want to be successful, just copy what other successful people do. It's right from Tony Robbins, right? Success leaves clues. If one guy can bake a cake, all you got to do is just follow the recipe. You'll have the same exact cake as long as you don't change the recipe, right? So just do that. Start using people's names. And it's as weird as it sounds when you start doing it, 60 days, just use their name, and you'll start seeing a big difference in your business. Okay. On the website, it's a good idea to put up some appraisals so people know what pay. No, you don't need to get advanced. Just put your number up there and say, we buy phones and pay cash. I'm going to answer some general questions for about 5 more minutes, guys, and then we're going to go ahead and end the group chat. Yuri says, do you buy and resell TVs? I don't buy and resell TVs because they're so big and there's not much profit on those. Sometimes I'll buy them. Like my daughter's got one of the TVs I bought. We've got a TV we bought. And my stores have like 2 or 3 42-inch TVs I bought for like $15. You know, so if I get a steal on them, I'll just buy them cheap and keep them. But you like to sell them on eBay is a real hassle to ship them, and they're really expensive. And Dominic says you can flip them locally, so that's another thing you can do. I don't think I've ever paid more than $30 for a 42-inch or higher flat screen TV, believe it or not. Eric says, how do we get backlinks to website when we resell? Yelp, Facebook page. Make sure that whatever you want to create links that go back to your page. So Yelp, Facebook, Hot Frog, Foursquare. It's in that video. All the stuff that you can put backlinks on are in that video in the course. Just watch that video a couple times. It's advanced videos. So another thing, by the way, guys, is don't be afraid to watch some videos in the course like 2 or 3 times. Because a lot of people ask me some questions all the time in the Facebook group that are literally in the course, like plain and simple. But the reason why they don't see it is because the first time you watch a video, you only just get a general awareness, right? But you don't actually understand it. But then when you go out and do it, the second time you watch a video, it's like all of a sudden magically there's new stuff in the video you didn't even realize was there. How many people here have seen the basketball study, the Harvard basketball study? Say yes if you've seen that. Who would like a cool little awareness test? Anybody ever heard of this? If you have seen this, please don't say the answer, okay? I don't want you to ruin it. I'm going to blow your minds right now. You ready? Pay close attention to this. Don't say the answer, whatever you do, if you know this. Okay. Here we go. All right, ready for this? Tell me if you guys can hear it.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make? Go!
Everybody count.
The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear? Go!
Okay. Did anybody know about that? Who missed the moonwalking bear the first time around? Did anybody? Everybody missed it, right? So see, the bear, let's say, represents a secret in the course that you're missing. Okay. So when you first buy my course, you're all excited. Yay, I want to make some money. I bought Dave's course how to make money on eBay. So you're just blasting through these videos like you're counting the basketballs, but you're totally oblivious to the really important things you really need to know. But then when you actually go out and you buy phones, your awareness increases. And now you're actually looking for the moonwalking bear, which is like the secrets in the course. So when you watch the videos a second time, you pick up all kinds of things that you didn't even know existed. Who has experienced that? I know Eric says great way to put it. Eric has done $19,000 in a month flipping phones. And Eric watched the videos, I think, 3 or 4 times. Chris Kripe says me. He's done $10,000 in a month. Hassan says me. Paul says yes. Joseph says true. So if you guys haven't, I know it takes a little bit of work. Go back and watch the course videos after you flip 10, 15 phones. It's a completely different experience. And I promise you're going to start getting better results just from that. It will take you, the crazy thing is, you could be at, let's say, 3,000 a month right now, and you watch the course videos, that will get you to 6, 7, 8,000 a month just watching the course videos again. You'll learn so much stuff. Even though you'll think it's the same thing, it's completely different than what you pick up. Okay, last 2 questions I'm going to do, and then we'll wrap this up. I hope you guys found this group chat helpful today so far.
Yeah, I've got a quick question. Do you mind if I say?
Sure, go ahead, Eric.
Okay, so so you always tell us to buy Verizon and AT&T phones as clean ESN, and I hate to be the guy to ask this kind of question because whatever, but should we label in the title of our eBay listing clean ESN just by virtue of the fact that it's AT&T and Verizon without checking the finance status?
You know, I think I'd leave out the clean ESN and just list it. I wouldn't even put that. That way they don't have ammo to throw at you in case there's an issue or anything.
Okay, and because I've been talking
honestly, I hate that. My eBay lister puts that stupid line in there, and I try to delete it. It's just I get lazy, no bother. But I get it. I can't stand that he puts that in my listings.
Okay, and because I'm talking to someone in the group, and they say we also shouldn't say the phone is financed as well. Would you agree?
Do not do that. Do not say, guys, whatever you do not ever say financed in your title or your listing, because PayPal will ban you for that. So you just say bad ESN. They don't like the words financed. Don't say that. So eBay will also possibly shut your account down and ask for verification if you say financed. So try to avoid those words if you're doing your listings with those words. Bad ESN is perfectly okay, though. You can say that.
Okay, but one more question. So is eBay trying to discourage selling financed phones, or?
No, it's just when you're blatantly obvious and you're saying financed, you're making it very clear that you're buying finance phones on purpose. So they think that's what you're trying to do, is just buy finance phones. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just don't advertise it as that.
Okay, but we
It's like
wouldn't.
if a guy, I mean, we know in this business, occasionally we buy stolen merchandise. No matter how you try, every pawn shop, every reseller buys something stolen eventually, right? We can't avoid that. We don't do it knowingly, but it happens. But if a guy says to you, hey, I stole this phone, you want to buy it? That's a whole lot different than him just selling you the phone without saying it's stolen, because then you don't at least know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not encouraging buying stolen stuff, by the way. It's just an analogy there. So.
Okay, and because I feel like maybe, like, I don't know if you do this, but sometimes I check on IMEI Pro on the finance status for, they have different checkers for different carriers.
Mm-hmm.
And I check the phones. I notice a lot of them say financial obligation. So, but it's still like, it's not blacklisted. So I'm assuming that's just, I won't say clean ESN. Just that.
I mean, just buy T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon as bad ESN, and just AT&T with clean ESN. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. Just always sell it as bad ESN, so it doesn't really matter at that point. Yeah, I don't even mention that stuff. Like, I think people make too big of a deal out of the ESN stuff. Honestly, like if the people are at the boot camp, they never heard me say anything about ESNs. I just make an offer. Right, so it doesn't matter what carrier it is. I just make the offer based on bad ESN, but I'm not going to say, well, Eric, that's a bad ESN, so I can offer you this. I just say the offer. It doesn't matter, because if you start talking about ESNs, all you do is piss people off and confuse them. So, right, if you call me up with, let's say, an iPhone 7 for Sprint, I'd be like, oh, I could do $100 on it for you. And if you're like, oh, that's too much, I'm like, how much you looking to get? And if you say, oh, I want at least 150, then I'm going to go, ooh, unfortunately, Eric, I don't think I'll be able to make a profit as a reseller at that price. But I tell you what, are you willing to meet me halfway at driving to save me a little bit of time?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, if you can meet me halfway, I could do 110 for you.
Okay.
So the wrong thing that people do is this. You say, I have an iPhone 7 for Sprint. Oh, I could do $100. Now you say, oh, that's too much.
I was hoping to get a little more.
Well, it's Sprint, so Sprint's a bad ESN, so I got to pay less. So, I can't buy as much because it's Sprint, but I can offer you 110, and I got cash right now. So what you do is you're just puking on the customer, and you're talking them out of the sale when you guys do that stuff. So talk less, just make the offer, and be silent. That's the key. John says, you said to sell T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon as bad ESN. I thought in the course you said Verizon, AT&T. Well, Verizon, AT&T are always clean ESN, but then someone gets mad at me because 10% of Verizon will be bad ESN in rare circumstances. And then people are getting pissed off in the course because they're saying, you said Verizon's always clean. So now I'm telling, buy ESN. It's a different, I still sell them as clean. But I just don't want anybody getting mad at me. If they sell Verizon, it comes back as bad ESN as one of those rare 10%ers. So that's like my thought on that. We had a group chat on this about two or 3 weeks ago, and I answered that really thoroughly. So that's why. John says, awesome, thanks. Terry says, hey, Dave, I haven't seen a video walking through the buying process. Is a way to go step by step how to when meeting up to buy a phone. I am new and don't know the steps for meeting up with someone. So when you meet up with someone, this is going to be the last question, guys, okay? Because we're going over time on the group chat. So when you meet up with someone, just, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Well, let's say Amy, my wife here, right? Oh, how's it going? I'm Dave.
Amy.
Can I grab the phone really quick?
Sure.
Cool. All right. Nice. So it's in pretty good condition?
Yeah, it's in excellent condition. Always had it in a case, tempered glass.
Yeah, cool. Ooh. Did you happen to see this big scratch right there?
No?
You see it's like dug into the screen?
Well, yeah, I can see it now.
I gave a price based on the good condition. So I don't know if I'll be able to pay the 180 with a deep scratch. Like if it's a light scratch, okay, but a deep scratch, can you do 170 on it?
It's going to make that much of a difference. It's just one scratch.
Yeah, because you can see how you can stick your fingernail in it. It's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's going to affect the value.
I'm not going to argue over $10. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks for working with me on that. So let me go ahead and just erase the phone here. So then I'm going to go ahead and erase this phone. And then I'm going to say, here you go. If you could just, do you have your ID on you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Then I'm going to write their stuff on the ID. Say, okay. Well, and then I'm going to take my cash and I'm going to double count the cash. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60. I'm going to count out that 170 right there in front of him. I'm going to put the cash in my hand. I'm going to say, all right. And I'll put the cash right on the clipboard when I ask him to sign it. Put the cash right there and I say, here you go. You can go ahead and just sign right there for me.
Is this for me?
Yep. Oh, no, that's for me. It's just to make sure that for accounting purposes.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
So just shut up when you give them this. Remember, shut up, have them sign it. They sign it and say, okay, great. Let me just count that again. So here you go. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 10 is 170. There's a psychological effect, by the way, guys. When you drop cash in front of people's face, before you ask them to sign, you put the cash right there on the clipboard, and you do that, their eyes light up. Because it's called the availability bias of the brain. This is getting into advanced psychology. But it makes you 90% more likely to have no problems with that deal because they want that cash right there in front of them. When you put the cash right on the clipboard, they sign it. Thank you so much, Amy. I really appreciate it. Here's my card. If you ever have anything else, I buy laptops, tablets, cameras, game consoles. So I'm always open. Our hours are 11 to 6, Monday through Friday, and Saturday 11 to 4. So give me a call anytime.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you have any friends too, let them know. I'm always looking to buy. We got plenty of cash.
All right, cool. Yeah, I have plenty of friends. I'll let them know.
All right. Well, thank you so much. There we go. Okay, guys. I hope that that was helpful. I forgot who asked that, but anyways, I never actually went through a whole spiel. Maybe I'll make a video in the course about that, what to do. All right, guys. We're going to wrap up the group chat now. Hope you found this informative and helpful. Let's get more people doing 10,000 a month here, guys. Let's set some goals and let's crush it. Let's start using these negotiation tactics to get out of the comfort zone. Who's ready to do 10,000 a month here? Harry says, thanks, Dave. Thanks. Yuri says, me. Who really means it? Like, who's like, you know what, Dave, after this group chat, I'm on fire, baby. I'm going to kill it. I don't care if I'm sweating, if I'm uncomfortable, if I got to not talk for 30 seconds, I am going to hit 10,000 a month. Alexander says, me. Joseph says, I'm still a little scared. Well, at least you're honest. That's good. Hassan says 5,000. I like that because that's real. If you're not at 1,000, you're going to hit 5,000. Good. But I want to see some people at 10,000 right now too. So we get about 5-6 people I see that are really serious about hitting the 10,000. Dan says 10K or die. Now that's what I'd like to see. I'm not going to repeat that comment. It was pretty funny. All right, guys. I'll do whatever it takes. Bam. That's the attitude it takes to crush it and be a winner, guys. You got to do whatever it takes. I don't care what happens. I don't care if I don't get a call today. I'm buying a phone. I don't care if this guy says no 3 times. I'm buying the phone. All right. You guys have a great night. Go crush it.